Hey everyone! This is Trisha, your avid researcher of all things natural. I am excited to tap into balancing your emotions with essential oils in just a moment. But for now, because I can't send these essential oils through the screen, I'm going to play a really good vibing tune while you guys are starting your watch parties and hopping on. So let's enjoy this song real quick for a minute. I love it! Are you guys ready to get happy with me? I'm so excited. Alright, so I'm so excited to share with you guys and break it down for you. Grab a pen and paper if you're interested in making this a very personalized experience, because at the end I'm going to recommend oils and pair them with emotions so that you can really pinpoint this for yourself. I'm here to totally support whatever you're facing and help you support that with your essential oil journey. But some of us really like to be independent and do that for ourselves. So if that's the case, grab a pen and paper, because I'm going to do some awesome recommendations later and you can just add it to your next order. Alright, so balancing emotions with therapeutic grade essential oils. I'm going to start with, if you are using a different company other than Young Living, I'm going to let you be mindful of the fact that the FDA only requires that 5% of it is actually an essential oil. And so the stuff that you're getting, the 95% other in different companies, could have fillers, pesticides, heavy metals, things that are going to essentially ruin your health versus aid in them. So be very careful and mindful of what companies' oils you are using. Alright, so what are essential oils? For those of you who are new to this, I'm just going to dive into it real quick. So essential oils have enhanced lives and emotions for thousands of years. Some of the many benefits include dietary, emotional, religious, and even cosmetic uses. Young Living has been on the forefront of bringing this ancient tradition into modern practice for our current benefit. So this has existed for a very, very long time, friends. Essential oil use is nothing new that we have to be cautious really about. The only caution is using other companies, to be exact here. So so they're extracted through careful steam distillation, resin tapping, and cold pressing. These therapeutic grade essential oils are far more beneficial than the botanicals in which they derived. So some of you may know me as the forager. I'm always out collecting, herbs and stuff from nature and mushrooms. These are going to have such a higher concentration than the plants that I'm harvesting in the wild. So keep that in mind if you're also out there foraging stuff like I do. So let's tap into mood. What is a bad mood? Let me get into the science of it real quick for you, because this might blow your mind, and it'll help you if you're blaming yourself for a bad mood or being stuck. You don't have to, guys. Let me explain this for you. So a bad mood is a cocktail of emotions. Chemically, it's a rush of emotions and feelings that are released from the brain and sent out to our body. As creatures of habit, unfortunately, we're slightly addicted to familiar emotions. Even if these emotions are bad, like irritation, sadness, anger, or frustration. Many of us are conditioned to believe new equals scary. So we stay with what's familiar, unfortunately. Our bodies are addicted to these chemical cocktails of old familiar emotions. The reason we find ourselves stuck in a rut or in a bad mood so often, even though we don't want to be, is because our body is seeking and asking for the familiar, even though, that familiar cocktail of emotions, even if we don't want it. So despite the addiction to our own negative cocktails, we can hack into our operating system and change the code using essential oils. We get to become familiar with joy, peace, happiness, whatever positive emotion that you're seeking to obtain from this. Like, and if you want to really tap into more science of this, you can get into this book. I highly recommend everybody get into this. This is an incredible resource. It's called Essential Oils Desk Reference. Let me know if you guys are interested in it, because it's literally every little detail of every little oil and what the properties are and how they're going to benefit you. Things that we essentially can't really talk about in here. Tap into it on this. If you don't have this book, go on to PubMed. It is an incredible resource to hack into more. I'm going to get into a little bit of this stuff, but for further details, you can get into these two resources. So think about this. Like, have you ever peeled an orange and like felt joyful about it? What about Christmas time? The smell of like that fresh cut pine tree. Does that surface like these positive emotions for you? Here's a ironic one story to tell you with like smell and emotion. I grew up between two farms, so now every time I smell cow poop, I feel like I'm at home. I mean, thankfully, there's no oil that says cow poop. We get the good stuff, you know. But, you know, why does this happen? Like, what causes this? So, scent works directly with our brain. As soon as an aroma reaches our nose, it immediately connects with the olfactory bulbs inside the nasal cavity. These bulbs are actually part of our brain, and they send messages directly to the most primitive parts of our brain, the limbic system. So I'm going to tap into the limbic system real quick. So the limbic system of the brain plays a powerful role in creating different emotions and feelings. The emotional switchboard of the brain, that's what it's referred to as. So it's responsible for carrying sensory input from the environment to the hypothalamus, and then from the hypothalamus to other parts of the body. Essential oils can have a dramatic effect on limbic function. They can support limbic function, your emotional state, and how you feel in general. So this is directly related to the strong aromatic fragrance. Essential oils contain volatile molecules that can make their way into the bloodstream and cross the blood-brain barrier. Now, I got to tap into this a little bit. This is so exciting, guys. This is where the therapeutic effects are delivered, or where your mood enhancing happens. So, unfortunately, other things like gasoline, pesticides, even shot ingredients like formaldehyde get through that blood-brain barrier. That barrier is meant to protect us from things. So like water, for instance, can't pass through. I mean, thankfully, it doesn't belong in our brain, you know what I mean? So this is specifically designed in our brain to like protect us. Unfortunately, certain things can get in there that are harmful, but the good news is these essential oils are the opposite of harmful when it crosses through the blood-brain barrier, and they have a lot of benefits. So I'm going to try to like explain that appropriately. They can essentially aid in reversing the effects of the buildup of the toxins on the site receptor cells. So this is important. So meanwhile, we're exposed to all these toxins, whether or not it's in our environment or the things we eat or whatnot. Using essential oils on a daily basis is going to be the complete opposite impact as those toxins in our daily life. They are amazing. So I'm going to get into psychologist Robert Plutchik is who I'm going to really like aim to put emphasis on, like what he designed and structured for our benefits in this whole emotional benefiting thing. So he states that there are 8 basic emotions: joy, trust, fear, surprise, sadness, anticipation, anger, and disgust. He created this wheel. If you guys want to reference this, I can definitely send it to you. So this is what we're going to be going through with pairing essential oils with your moods. So I'm going to explain it real quick. I'm going to try to hold it up as close as I can. So he created this wheel of emotions to illustrate connections between the emotions. The intensity of the emotion decreases as you move towards the wheel's center. For example, anger at its lowest level of intensity is annoyance. At its highest level of intensity, anger becomes rage. So this let's get into exploring essential oils and how you can use on all points of this wheel. Like whatever you're experiencing that you want to aid in overcoming or whatnot, this is super cool. So get your pen and papers ready, guys, because I'm about to really personalize this experience for you. I'm going to tap into opposites, okay? All of these oils, they have really unique names, especially the blends. All of these oils help balance your natural feelings and create a sense of well-being. So let's get into these. We're going to start with the opposites of joy and sadness. So if you're experiencing one of these, be sure to tap into some of the recommendations that I have for you here. So joy. For joy, peace and calming, magnify your purpose, or awaken. Awaken is my favorite to put on dryer balls. Guys, if you are still using dryer sheets, I highly recommend you grab some dryer balls, some wool dryer balls, and some awaken. Like, this is amazing. So if it enhances the feelings of joy, imagine what it could do, like, on your clothes, that smell of your clothes as you're wearing it throughout the day. Dryer sheets are one of the most toxic things in your house, so if you have yet to ditch and switch with that, now's a good time there, friends. All right. So if you're experiencing sadness, we recommend Exodus 2, specifically for pensiveness. Joy, or orange. So, of course, that orange peel, there we go on, we're reflecting back onto the orange peel and bringing joy to your body, or your mind. So there's also, for grief in particular, that's connected to sadness, we could recommend White Angelica, or Present Time. Trust or disgust. We're going to get on these opposites real quick. If you're experiencing trust or disgust, for trust in particular, the recommendations Copaiba, forgiveness, harmony or acceptance, and gratitude. Yes, these are essential oil blends, so it's super easy to like find these. If you're like, I need some gratitude in my life, they name them appropriately for a reason. So for disgust in particular, Australian blue, loathing connected to disgust, frankincense. Say you have boredom and disgust simultaneously, celery seed or grounding. That's a great recommendation. The next opposites are fear and anger. For fear, the recommendation is valor, valor 2, myrrh, rutavala, Rutavala, in case I'm, nailing it with the pronunciation here. All right. Terror in particular, sacred sandalwood, and helichrysum. So for anger, dill or purification, anger and rage, trauma life or gathering. If you're feeling like anger and annoyed, cinnamon bark or highest potential. Let's see here. What are we into? Anticipation and surprise are the next two that we're going to tap into to get some recommendations. If you have that anticipation, surrender or inner child, motivation and transformation are great recommendations for that. For surprise, release, 3 wise men, present time, and live your passion. So these are just a very, very, very small and small recommendation list, guys. There's literally an oil for everything. Like, there's a reason why we have that saying, okay? In fact, Young Living is super thoughtful, and they've put together something called a feelings kit. This is an essential oil collection that includes all of our favorite emotional oils in one collection: harmony, forgiveness, inner child, present time, release, and valor. So I'm just going to explain a little bit about each one of those. There's so many provisions here with these oils, guys. So forgiveness contains an aroma that supports the ability to forgive yourself and others while letting go of negative emotions. This is amazing. If you want to tap into certain keywords in this and like the relevancy, I've written down all the keywords relevant to like what you're experiencing, and I can help you pinpoint them. I'm not going to list them all today because you can always like ask me. I love an individualized experience anyway. I like to get to know you guys so I can best serve you. So harmony is very uplifting and a positive aromatic experience. Inner child is a sweet, fragrant aroma that encourages a connection with your authentic self, because, we are all worthy of that connection with our authentic self. Everybody around us is worthy of that as well, but, you are the only person that's going to be there for you your entire life. Think about it, so you're worthy. You are so worthy of positive emotions and balanced emotions. The next thing in that kit, I go on tangents, I love it. All right, the next thing on the kit is present time. Diffuse to help you focus on the here and now so you can get beyond the past and move forward. Release facilitates the ability to let go of anger and frustration. It promotes relaxation, harmony, and balance when diffused. Valor is very empowering, uplifting, and encouraging. Valor, like, gives me feelings of courage. It's currently in my diffuser, and I like to use that before I go live so that I'm not all like a nervous wreck. So that's a cool thing for those of you who do lives. All right, so that's just a summary of the feelings kit. So what if you only have a starter kit? Like, what if that's what you're starting with right now and you're interested in like adding certain things to your next order, but you want to work with something right now that you have? So what we can do is combine several things from the kit. There's amazing beneficial, like emotionally beneficial oils in our kits. Right now I have Stress Away, Frankincense, and Peace and Calming. You can tap into like lavender. You can use lavender as one of these as well. These are just my favorite personally. And here's what we're going to do. This is just a little life hack here. Put a drop of Peace and Calming. I'm almost out of it. I'm super, super thankful that I got a free one with 190 PV purchase on my Essential Rewards. If you guys want to learn how to get free stuff, let me know. I'll totally help you. So 1 drop of each here. Stress Away. I use Stress Away so much that it's on a roller thing here, which is cool because you can just like roll it all over your body ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do, grab your oils, guys, because this is amazing. You're going to take it, and you're going to cup it over your nose and inhale it through your nose for 30 seconds. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. So this is something that I do throughout the day if I start feeling things like easily agitated, as I'm chasing my 3-year-old around the house. You know, whatever you're facing, this is super beneficial. And the cupping method, having the aromatic experience is great. That was amazing. Okay, so wow, I'm like in a total different realm right now mentally. I gotta reset. This is incredible. So I'm dedicated on serving you guys as individuals and like your family's needs. If you want to wing it, go ahead and wing it, but I'm here to support you. All right, I'm gonna share you guys an experience with you guys. These oils have been a missing puzzle piece and like the breakthrough that I needed emotionally, and I'm gonna explain this to you. So I'm a Christian, and I have had like an emotional block sometimes on like letting go and giving it to God, like my anxieties and stuff. Like 1 Peter 5:7 says, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. I struggled with that. So even if you're not a Christian, some of us have a problem with letting go. And it is normal. It is a very common thing to struggle with. But these can be that useful tool that you've been missing. Like for me, I've been missing. So the basic thing that helped me transfer was not only using these in my daily life, but there is an incredible resource at our disposal through Young Living called the Aroma Freedom Technique. I encourage you to tap into it. It is amazing. I did get to experience it personally with another Young Living lover who's also a Christian, and she did this for me, and it was like the best healing experience of my life of just letting go and releasing. And it also helped me like learn how to do that. So it was incredible. So the Aroma Freedom Technique is a trauma release. It diminishes mental blocks, helps you achieve a clear and concise goal by getting rid of the doubts or the stumbling blocks that may be holding you back. So it helps you look at the other side of things. So if you're constantly like, what if I never have enough money or whatever, it's going to help you like shift that what if into something positive. Like, what if I have too much money? Like, this is incredible. Very incredible experience. So it helps you then pinpoint where the negative energy is being held into your body. I always experience upper back pain like no tomorrow, and I really received like this clarity on my emotions being tied to the pain in my body. Like it was literally being stored in my body because I wasn't letting go of it. And these oils have been really, really helping me just let go. And we don't need to be like holding on to these emotions, these negative emotions. You guys are worthy of emotions that are going to serve you and benefit you. Let these help you with that. It is amazing. Yeah, and I definitely struggled with letting go specifically because I was, I'm independent. I'm always the person that's like, I can handle it. You know, if I want it done, I'm going to get it done myself, and like a leader type person. And sometimes it was just difficult to like rely on other people or things to help me through that. But, you know, I'm not opposed to things like therapy at all. Okay. So I'm one of those people who's like, whatever help I can get, you know, but some of us are more like, rely on a person. So these are your go-to, my friend. Okay, like that's amazing. I'm gonna go into like the PubMed definition of pain through a specific article. So if you guys want to reference and dig deeper, I'm gonna reference this real quick. So PubMed article called "Chronic Pain and Chronic Stress: Two Sides of the Same Coin" defines pain as the collection of emotional and sensory perceptions as well as motor behaviors resulting from the activation of the nociceptive pathways in response to harmful stimuli. Let's just sum that back up to make it easy for you. Pain is the collection of emotional and sensory perceptions. If you are a chronic pain person, like, this may be your go-to, my friend, okay? So, oh man, let's release our pain. Let's all be like more emotionally like enhanced and like vibe at a higher level, higher frequency, and reap the benefits of these oils. So again, whatever these patterns or these negative emotions that you may feel stuck in, you guys get to experience differently. Okay? You get to, you are worthy of it, and you know, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Let these aid in the process for you. All right. I am super, super excited to see what else I can do for you guys on an individual level. I appreciate you all for joining me, so feel free to share, tag your friends. And now if you have truly benefited from this and you've loved this live video, you're definitely going to want to tune in on Thursday. My friend Kirsten Hicks is doing a class on balancing your hormones. So this is like a little deeper into this topic, where she gets into things like the midlife experience and everything, like, you know, our hormonal imbalances. Like, what does that mean? Like, she's going to tap into that 7 p.m. Make sure you're following her group so that you can join that event. And her group is called Perpetual Health with YLEO. So you're going to want to hop on that next Thursday. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you all have a very mood uplifting and enhancing day. And I am here to serve you, so have an incredible afternoon. Peace.